Hello and welcome back to Devlog number 9. So, in today's video, as you can already see, I have implemented the white and gray color scheme for all the buttons here. So when we open the settings menu, that'll also show up. Yeah. So there's a couple changes that have been made. First thing you'll notice is that sound right there. So that's a startup sound for when you enter in the game. And there's also ambient audio now, as you can hear here. And due to some handy things called audio reverb zones, you can hear the echo as I try to pick up things up with the new pickup sound. So this means that depending on the environment that you're in, your audio will shift accordingly. And as you can see, I've added an orange blocker that hasn't been seen for a while, and that pressure plate now has a purpose. So, here we are in level 2. So some terrible event has happened, and as you can see, there's a bunch of particle effects in this room. Some sparks that can bounce off the walls and everything, some fire effects, as well as all the ambient audio. I still need to add fire noises though, so that will be done eventually. And then this room has a different audio noise as well because it's differently shaped compared to the outside room. And a UV error happened. That can be fixed though. So there's a lot going on here. Particularly most of the stuff is broken, and then lots of smoke and particle effects, right? So that was the first kind of puzzle, and that puzzle with the pressure plate opened that door there. And these orange blockers are just to keep items from going through. This was mentioned, I think, a while back in my 4th devlog. So, yeah. So obviously it won't let any items through besides just the player. So with these item blockers, I can help the player understand what they can and cannot take with them. So here's the first real puzzle. The other one was more or less just another introduction to the pressure plate system. So as you can see, I need to get to that exit over there. And I have 3 cubes here, and there's 1 cube that is up on the steel beam. But I want to give the player multiple different ways to solve it. So this is one way, to stack up 2 boxes here. But there's technically a more efficient way. So technically I could reach it from here. But if I go back down, and I go over to the other side, I can then place the cube here to get like a stepping stool up. And then I can now reach the cube and just drag it off the edge like that. So I want to give the player freedom in how they solve the puzzle technically. I'm guessing that there's more ways to solve this puzzle, but right now these are the 2 obvious ways to solve it. So next the player needs to create a staircase. I'm just going to speed through that real quick. So now after the player has done this, they can then just jump up the small staircase and get up to where they need it to be. And just to make sure that the player doesn't take anything back, I've added the orange blocker. So that way you can just pick up one of these cubes in some odd way and somehow get it up there. So this is my favorite part of the whole thing, and I think I'm just gonna not say anything for now. Just like that, I've arrived at the prize, an unbaked room. Woohoo. But yeah, so that's about it on the gameplay side of things. So now on to the development side of things. So, because of my bad organization from last time, I decided to take some time to go ahead and organize my assets folder. So, here's a quick little time lapse of that. And then after that, I died. No, not really. But after that, I went ahead and 3D modeled a fire pit looking thing. Uh, because before the fire was just kind of sitting around and didn't look too great when I baked the lighting and everything because it was just a bright spot that didn't really feel like it had any grounding to it. So I added this to help give that feeling of actually being connected to something. Oh yeah, the game has a name and desktop icon.